There we go. What's up, YouTube land? Welcome to Raise Hail, Praise Dale. I'm Voodoo.
I'm JT Dallas.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And tonight we got some penalties from Kansas. Then we're going to talk about Toledo and Talladega, and looking forward to the Roval, which is next weekend. And got some updates for the NASCAR world. We will go over all of the above and more throughout this episode. So thank you guys for joining us. And we're going to get that intro rolling and get this show on the road for you guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go.
Sorry, guys, I'm doing the post right now. Sorry. Yeah, it's just through Discord.
So like we mentioned, we got a little bit of races from the previous weekend to go over. Plus, we're going to be looking towards the future here. Without further ado, we'll just get right on into the post-race breakdown. Alrighty. So, pay attention to what we got going on, because we might have some surprises as far as new stuff. I didn't forget about hiding Mr. Cucumber Cowboy, though.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so you got to wait until next week for that one.
I'm not hiding him. Focus, maybe.
Well, you can't tell him that you were hiding it and then show it to him.
I'm hiding him. And if that one's not good enough for you, I've also got the sticker. Focus, maybe. There we go.
There we go. Nifty. Cool new merch.
Yes, sir. And if you're new to the podcast, that is our rendition of Cucumber Cowboy, aka Denny Hamlin. That's why he's got an 11 on his horse. And you can find that sticker, the water bottle. They had coffee cups, shirts, hoodie. Not that hoodie.
No, I don't have hoodies yet.
I'm sorry if I keep looking over here. As you guys can tell, I kind of messed with my setup. So I got good old Dale behind me, and then I got some cars up. Okay, you can quit focusing on Dale. But I got some cars up behind my shoulder, and just some different memorabilia because I have too much to not show. So, but anyway, yeah, you can. Why is it? Oh my lord.
So, moving forward to penalties from Kansas. I was gonna say Kansas, but I decided not to. But I still said it anyway, because yep, it's Monday. Today was a heck of a Monday.
Yes,
But
I agree. So just a spoiler alert, I did not get to make the I didn't get around to being able to make the
weekend winners.
Thank you. Oh my lord, my brain is scrambled. That's how bad this week has been. So sorry guys. Oh my lord. What's going on, Tay? Welcome in.
There's Tay, welcome in.
Yes, sir. But yeah, so sorry guys, that's on me. This Monday has been super crazy, so I hope you forgive us. But anyway, you can go ahead and jump into the penalties.
Yeah. So there's actually penalties this week, but it's nothing crazy. Just a couple of penalties, well, fines really. for one loose lug nut on both Brandon Jones and SVG in Xfinity. That's it.
Yes, sir. And then scooting on over to our, oh my lord, I'm gonna have to physically think about not doing that. Scooting on over to our ARCA series at Toledo Speedway.
Oh, it's on the wrong race. Hold on.
Don't look, don't look, don't
There we
look.
go.
All right, so William Zolowich got the pole with Giovanni. Oh no, Ruggiero. Is that how you say it?
Ruggiero.
I have no idea how to say it, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah. So he was in second. I'll let you go ahead and take the first 5 if you wanna.
Give me a second. Getting some stuff lined up there. Okay. So top 5. Obviously, Mr. Well, keep in mind this is also the final race of the season for ARCA. Last race that we're covering.
Their championship.
Yes. So the number 18 of Mr. William Sawalik, I guess that's how you say his name, got first. And then, not a typo or nothing, but the number 20 of Giovanni Ruggiero came in second. So Bolin in second place, finished in first and second.
Right.
Rounding out your top 5, you got the 15 of Chris Wright, and third, the number 2 of Andres Perez, and the number 55 of Brent Cruz.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't know, Andres Perez is the ARCA champion for this season. So,
indeed, he is.
all right, and then starting in 6, you got LeVar Scott in the number 6 car, Christian Rose in 32nd, or in the 32 car. I'm sorry, Amber Balkin in the 22, and our girl Tony Breidinger got 9th, and Willie Mullins got 10th in the number 10 car.
You see that, huh? There's 2 cars there that got their number car in their position.
Yep, LeVar Scott and Willie Mullins.
So those of you that are new to the podcast, this is something different I did for this week, is actually put the results up on screen for you.
Oh, it looks
You got a visual. Little sneaky stuff I did this week.
sneaky.
Hopefully
Yeah,
it'll give you guys a visual so you're not just watching our ugly mugs read it off to you. With that being said, we're going to move on to the trucks. The purse for Talladega at the Love's RV Stop 225. Almost $1 million. Got $880,113.
Yes, sir. And not a typo, but William Sawallich. How do you say it?
I said Sawalik. I don't know if that's actually how you say it or not.
I don't know. Anyway, he got the pole again, but this time for trucks.
Yeah.
And the 99 of Ben Rhodes followed behind him in second.
Almost looks like a track house. Front row there, huh?
Almost.
Did have a couple trucks fail to qualify. The number 02 of Keith McGee and the 56 of Timmy Hill. But we did have some people go to the rear. One for an engine change, that'd be the 41 of Bailey Curry, and then Mr. Keith McGee, and now the 28, because it was Brian Dawzat that was originally entered in that number, but they put Keith McGee in instead because he failed to qualify in his car, so changed him over. Not sure how that makes sense, but hey.
Also, just a clarification, he did not fail to qualify in his car. He failed to qualify in his truck.
Oh, well, this is the truck theory that says it right up there on top.
Yes, sir. Anyway, stage 1 went to Matt Mills. Yeah, okay. And second was, or stage 2. Oh my lord, dude, it's been a Monday. I'm sorry, guys. Stage 2 went to Grant Enfinger.
Oh, yeah, I'm over here trying to look at the slide, like, where is it saying that? But I didn't put the stages on there. Progress, y'all. Progress. All right. So top 5 of the trucks. The Grant Enfinger in the number 9 took the win and the checkered flag and advances himself to the next round of playoffs. If you look on the slides for this series, the Xfinity series and the Cup series, if the driver text is in black instead of white, that means they are a playoff driver. Keep that in mind. So, out of all these people, there were only 4 playoff drivers in the top 10. 17 of Taylor Gray took second. Daniel Dye in the 43 took third. Mr. Rajah Caruth in the 71 took fourth, and Lawless Allen in the 33 rounded out your top 5.
Yes, sir. And then following behind him in 6th position is Christian Edkis. In 7th is Ryan Reed. 8th is Stephon Parsons. 9th is Brett Holmes. And 10th is Spencer Boyd.
No tech issues, but we did have a few trucks go to tech and engine dyno portion of research and development. Made the 9 of Grant Enfinger and the 17 of Taylor Gray because they finished first and second. And then I guess the other random truck they decided to take was Mr. Rajah Caruth.
Hendrick probably paid him so that they could get the info and make it better next week.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Just saying. Anyway, moving on to Xfinity. They raced at Talladega as well. The purse is a little bit bigger with $1,337,574. That's some chump change, and if you look at Cup, but if you look at my bank account, that would make a world of difference. Pole.
Give me that last 3 digits on that thing, and it'll make a world of difference for me.
Give me the last 2, and I'll be happy. Anyway, Jesse Love took the pole in his number 2 machine, and Austin Hill started second. Didn't get second. Started second in his 21.
Nobody failed to qualify. They brought just enough cars to get everybody out on track. And yes, these are cars because Xfinity. Did have some, quite a few drivers go to the rear. So 2 guys for unapproved adjustments. That's CJ McLaughlin in the 07 and Joey Gase in the 35. And he had another engine change / driver change of the 45, Mr. Tommy Joe Martins. And then Mr. Eric Amarola in the 20 had inspection failure. So not only did he have to go to the rear, but once that green flag dropped, he had to do a pass-through penalty.
Yes, sir. Unfortunate.
Right.
But stage 1, Chandler Smith took in his number 81 machine. Stage 2, Austin Hill took in his 21 machine. Oh my gosh. And then Sammy Smith come out on top at the end in the number 8 car. Followed closely behind him was Ryan Sieg, then Riley Hurst, Sheldon Creed, and finish out your top 5, Chandler Smith.
Yeah, and then remember, like we said before, playoff drivers are in black there, so we had 5 drivers at the time make it in there. So rounding out your top 10, starting in 6th is the number 2 of Jesse Love. And then Jeb Burton in the 27 came in 7th. I'm trying to check out something here. There we go.
If you needed me to take over, I could have.
Oh, you're fine. The 14 of David Starr taking 8th, the 44 of Brennan Poole in 9th, and Kyle Sieg, the other Sieg brother, the 28th, coming in your top 10. Now there was a little bit of a issue going on there. After the race, Mr. Sam Mayer in the number 1 got his 16th place finish DQ'd because upon inspection at the end of the race, apparently his truck was too low. We'll see what results from that because Junior Motorsports is appealing this decision. Nobody to tech, nobody to research and development.
His car is too low.
You know what? You're going to rate something with stars this week instead of lugs.
That's facts. It always happens. Anywho, moving on to the Cup race. The Yellowwood 500, and that is YELLA. So I'm saying it right, Yellowwood. The purse would definitely help me quite a bit if NASCAR would decide to donate it to the show. We would definitely be okay. We'd have a whole new studio and everything because it is a cool 9,222,800. Or I'm sorry,
900.
$900 more dollars.
Who's messing up now?
I know. Just think about that. Let's just take this for example. If NASCAR was like, you know what, we're going to give this to a small podcast and we just happen to be it, we could not only move if we wanted to, but we could build a whole studio, equip it and everything for $9 million and still probably have money left over.
Get a whole crew going.
Yeah.
Hey, we get season passes to all 36 races, sir.
That's right. And we'd have a press conference with Jimmy Johnson, the first episode in the new.
All right. And then our Jimmy Johnson Studios.
Right.
Anywho's wishful thinking there. Mr. I get the pole at Super Speedways. Michael McDowell took the pole at Talladega this weekend with 34, and then Mr. Austin Cindric in the 2 took second place.
Yes, sir. We had a couple to the rear for unapproved adjustments. The 20 of Christopher Bell and 99 of Daniel Suarez, who also got the pass-through and a car chief ejected.
Yeah.
So,
big
trouble in paradise there.
Big stuff going on there. So your stage 1 winner, Mr. Almost Won a Race, Chris Busher, 17. And then Mr. Austin Cindric in the 2 took stage 2. Seems like he just wants to take all them 2s because his car's number 2. Didn't work out for the race though. Your top 5 there. We got a new winner. That's 18 winners on the season.
That's crazy.
18 winners out of 36 full-time means that we got half the field that has won a race. Insane.
In the membrane.
But anywho's, Mr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. from, I forget which town it is, but he's from Mississippi. The 47 breaks a 65 race winless streak by winning at Talladega for the 3rd race this season that has made the top 8 closest races of all time.
Well, you can say one thing. He's a better driver than his girlfriend because at least he wins races.
Are they still dating?
I think they're engaged.
Are they? I don't know. I don't pay attention to her.
Also, going kind of back to Suarez, it's nothing specific, but all they said was there was an unapproved adjustment to the roof of the car.
Yeah. That
got the car chief ejected. Just kind of clarifying what we can. There's nothing out there that says exactly what it was, but.
But coming up in second place is Mr. Bad Brad Keselowski.
Wow, he actually got a decent finish.
And running out your top 5, old Willie B, Kyle Larson, and Legacy Motor Club's number 43, Eric Jones. Legacy Motor Club getting a top 5 finish, baby. Talking about.
Give me just a second, sorry.
Your turn now.
I know, I'm sorry. Give it. The number 6, or the number 6. Finishing in 6th, you got the number 20.
Talking smack.
Chris Bell. Yeah, I know. No, okay. I'm just carrying on a super old joke, just by the way, with the Ricky Stenhouse thing. He's married to another chick now. Anyway, moving on. Justin Haley finished in 7th in his 7 machine, because we like that kind of stuff there. We got Austin Dillon finishing in 8th. And Bubba Wallace in 9th. And Denny Hamlin in 10th.
It's Cucumber Cowboy.
Oh. 10th.
Yep.
Focus.
That guy.
Focus. 10th.
No tech issues, nobody to research and development, but we did have some notable entries.
Yes, sir. I'll take the first 3 if you want me to.
Sure.
All right. You got the dinger in the 13th. Or in the... Oh, my Lord. In the 13 car. He started 25th, finished 28th. Had Cody Ware in the 15, started 34th, and went all the way up to 12th, so not a bad finish. And SVG started 17th and finished 15th, but holds the record for the fastest lap in the next gen era at 199.438 on lap 176. So not quite Bill Elliott fast, but he's getting there.
But just for record, the lap before it, there was also a record set before he set it. So on lap 175, Mr. Almirola, Anthony Alfredo had set the fastest lap of the next gen era until Shane Van Gisbergen broke it the next lap.
Fast pasta went real fast.
Yep. So your other notable entries. That's what we're doing. I'll get it right eventually.
Yeah, guys. Sorry if you're watching this episode.
This episode is ridiculous.
Have their live together. It's just been a Monday. I promise. They're not all like this.
It's been a heck of a Monday. So Mr. JJ Yaley started in 40th and moved up to 27th. Mr. Fast Pasta Anthony Alfredo. That's our next driver thing we got to do. Anthony Alfredo.
I was about to say, yeah, we could definitely do a fast
pasta in a race car or something. He started in 33rd and finished in 24th. And Mr. BJ McLeod started in 38th and moved all the way up to 22nd.
Yes, sir.
I'd say notable entry is probably your best deal would be Cody Ware.
Yeah. I would too. Yeah, he went up. Let me math real quick.
Yeah.
19. Hang on a minute. 22 spots. Right?
Is it 22?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because he went from 34.
Math checks.
I can still math, surprisingly. Let's jump over to our rookies. Ready to talk about some rookies? Got Josh Berry starting in 19th and finishing way back in 36th due to an accident on lap 183.
He has been on a string of bad luck right now.
I'm telling you.
I think the last 5 weeks he's only been getting 1 point in each race. Rough.
Oh no, it's kind of sad, but I mean, he looked really good at the beginning of the season, and most of these races are not really even been his fault. So
he still got more points than Mr. Kaz Gralla because Kaz Gralla did not race.
Sir, but you know who has? Well, no, he's still got more points than Zane Smith. Started 39th and finished 21st.
Yeah. And then Carson Hocevar, I would argue, is your rookie of the week. Started in 37th, finished in 14th.
Yes, sir. And even according to the standings, he's still the rookie of the week. Sitting at the top of the rookies in the 21st position. He's got 579 points.
If we look at our graphic, I didn't update the positions. I updated everything else but the positions.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, he stayed in his position, so you got one of them right.
Yeah. Technically two, because Kaz Gralla stayed in his too.
Yeah.
50-50. But Josh Berry is actually not in 24th. He's way down to 27th now. With 491 points. That's 88 points behind Carson Hocevar.
Yes, sir. And then behind him is Zane Smith with 442 points. He's currently in 32nd. And he is 137 points behind Carson Hocevar.
And Kaz Gralla in the 15th. Still sitting in 35th. with 178 points, which is now 401 points behind Carson Hocevar. Rough.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, but he is part-time. So.
True.
And this would be the point where we usually play our weekend winners, but I got way too busy. I know that's been happening quite a bit recently. I'm going to try to do better. I promise, guys. But we can move on to the RHPD results. So, for those of you that don't know, and we're probably going to explain it until next season, just because. Because all
of the wonderful things we do.
Just because. No copyright. Disney.
It wasn't 12 seconds. We should be all right.
Anyway, so for our 25 sub video, Voodoo and I come up with a fantasy team where we took drivers out of their current NASCAR teams, and our only rule was we could only take one driver per team. Next season, depending on if we have any rookies coming in, which it sounds like we will, I think we talked about having to pick a rookie. So we'll see. We'll see when that time comes. We'll make a video about it. It'll be fun. Anyway, so the whole point of this is at the end of the season, we can look back at our picks and see how we ranked as a team, which honestly, we haven't been doing too bad, but we did have a 6-month head start. So we'll go from there. So we picked our numbers and everything. So in our first car, we're running 62, which is Ryan Blaney. He started 5th and finished way back in 39th due to an accident on lap 124.
Yeah, and then Tyler Reddick in our 63 started in 14th, fell 6 positions to 20th. Finished that race.
And usually our star pupil, which is in our 64 machine, Kyle Larson, he started 12th and finished way up in 4th.
You would think that would be the guy of the week, right? Wrong. Mr. Bad Brad Keselowski finally stepping up. Started in 13th and finished in 2nd. He's not getting a talking to this week.
Honestly, I think we could justify just skipping the talks this week because it wasn't really Blaney's fault that he wrecked. Still blame
Tyler Reddick could have done better. I mean, he won the spring race, dang it.
True. But, I mean, I really don't blame Blaney. I blame Bowman for Blaney's accident. Anyway, not that I'm salty or anything, but we can see where we're standing. What?
Not at all.
Anyway, our golden child, Kyle Larson, is currently sitting 3rd in playoff standings with 3,100 points. He's only 22 points behind the leader. With 30 starts, 5 race wins and 12 stage wins.
I'm about to say the other way around. He should be way in first.
Yeah, I know.
Ryan Blaney in the 62 is your next driver of our team, but he's way down in 6th. 3,073 points, 49 points back of the leader. He's got 31 starts with 2 race wins and 4 stage wins.
Sure, and right behind him in 7th, we have Tyler Reddick in our 63 with 3,062 points. That's 60 behind first place. With 31 starts, 2 race wins, and 3 stage wins.
You know what? That math doesn't math up, does it?
Mm-mm.
All right. That new Common Core math. 65, a bad Brad Keselowski, unfortunately, is not in the playoffs, so he's way back in 15th. He's only got 2,104 points. It's 1,018 behind first place, which is also not correct. 31 starts, 1 race win, and still a goose egg on stage wins.
Yeah. I think...
Which, that's those point differentials I get from the point standings, so they were wrong.
Yeah, that's what
I do the math on the rookie standings myself, but the other ones I usually pull from the driver standings.
Somebody messed up.
Somebody come get her. That's all I'm going with that one.
Put the wrong points on the table.
All right.
Anyway,
So
now for my favorite thing ever.
everybody but Kaz Grella and Mr. Ricky Stenhouse.
Yes, sir. Gets another race ticked in their box without a win, including Corey LaJoy with the longest active winless streak with 267 starts. A beautiful banner. Let's see if we can make it to 300. I'm looking real confident.
Gonna be close.
Yep.
He's running in Cup next year, hopefully.
Yep. If he gets a ride for next year, we'll be right on the precipice.
Well, just to put it into perspective, your next closest driver behind him has not even hit the 200 mark yet.
Yeah. He's also to put it in perspective, not that I dislike the guy, but I can't stand his driving. He has yet to win in any NASCAR sanctioned what series? Is that what? Yeah, series.
Yep.
So trucks, nope. Xfinity, nope. Cup, nope.
Going on, Game Breakers. Welcome into the chat. Love the Spot 'em gang. Thank you for coming to join up, hang out. So we do have a playoff prediction update before we move to trackside trends. There is one driver who has finally locked themselves into the round of 8. That'd be Mr. Willie B. We both picked, both in our preseason picks and in our round of 12, moving on to round of 8 picks. So we're tied, one apiece.
Yes, sir.
No win for you again. Ha ha ha.
I'm still ahead by 1 though.
All right.
So we're good to move on to our trackside trends.
Whee.
Alrighty then, we got some NASCAR updates. So everybody has heard already that 23XI and Front Row have joined forces and sued NASCAR in regards to the charter agreement. They stated that the France family and NASCAR are monopolistic. I can't pronounce it. Okay,
Monopoly.
Yeah, I got that. I got the monopoly. Which we should have seen this coming because they made this like way back in the day. Just
going to bust out the NASCAR monopoly,
huh? Maybe. I mean, they made this way back in the day. So see, it says right there, monopoly, NASCAR. I mean, they weren't hiding it very well,
right?
But anyway, 23XI and Front Row have decided that enough is enough. And they are worried that the France family and NASCAR trademark will continue to impose and hurt others until their targets stand up and refuse to be victims. And now that moment has arrived, according to Associated Press. So basically, 23XI, from what I'm hearing, is mainly Michael Jordan. He was like, "No, homie, don't play that."
Denny Hamlin's definitely on it too.
Let's be honest. Does Denny really have a choice? I mean,
if he wants to drive, not really.
Exactly. I wouldn't even say to drive. If he just wants to be a part owner, he doesn't have a choice, because he could always drive for Joe Gibbs. I mean, he's kind of got a spot cemented. So all I'm gonna say is, if he wants to continue being a primary partner in 23XI or 2311, whatever you want to call it, he really does not have a choice besides going with this.
Not open it.
But yeah, so that's just my take on it. I get why they want
What's going on your phone?
Go about it this way, but at the same time, if NASCAR black flags their team, what are they going to do? Not making any money. If NASCAR says, "Well, if you don't agree to our terms, don't race here," and there's no association like NASCAR as far as like stock car racing that's as big as NASCAR, that they bring in $1 million if they win a race. It's just not going to happen. And Denny's not. Well, I wouldn't even say Denny. Bubba or Tyler Reddick is not good enough at street courses to go to any other series as well, unless they want to go all the way back down to ARCA. Which even if they went down to ARCA, they still wouldn't have a charter. So I don't know. I don't know what
the other thing you got to keep in mind is even if NASCAR just decides to take their charters away, they're not going to get as much money each race, because that charter they get paid a little bit more for them.
Yeah. So the only thing that I don't understand, which I kind of get why they're taking them to court, because NASCAR is a monopoly in a way. I get that part. I think it should be kind of humbled sometimes. But at the same time, you're running their series. That would be like me pulling a team out of my hat, like the Kansas City Royals, right? Being like me playing for the Royals and then getting mad because they don't pay me what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
And then they're like, well, what else do you want us to do? We did everything that the contract said when this all started. I mean, I don't know. I get that they're frustrated, but I don't see what this court case will accomplish. Because if anything, it's bringing more hardship on themselves. Because now NASCAR is going to look at their cars even harder than any other car. Let's be honest. It's not going to be a fair, oh, well, let's just pull Denny's car in. It's going to be no, I want to go through every wire, every bolt. I want to make sure that this car is exactly the spec, because if it's not, it's getting flagged. And then they're getting fined. I mean, same thing with, now you might as well expect all of the 23XI guys and the front row guys. You might as well expect them that if they barely brush somebody, NASCAR to hit them with a penalty.
We'll see. Talladega was kind of a hard one to start that conspiracy theory at, because I mean, you had 28 cars get involved in that one wreck. So
yeah, I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying. It's just they kind of open themselves up for failure. Now, if they would have waited till the end of this season and then done it, I mean, to me, it's just kind of a bad timing, because, I mean, they have drivers in the playoffs.
We're just gonna have to wait and see what plays out.
Yeah.
Hopefully NASCAR doesn't hold anything against them, but I could see your point of it definitely could happen.
I don't know.
Moving on to some good news. Well, kind of. If you're a fan of Geico, it's not good news for you. The Geico 500 Old Spring Talladega race being renamed to the Jack Links 500. This is after Jack Links has been named as the new title sponsor. Talladega Spring Race, which replaces Geico. Couldn't get that from the title swap.
I swore I seen something. It could have just been, somebody speculating. But after this year, isn't Geico leaving NASCAR? Yeah.
As the one of the primary sponsors or premier sponsors or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So no more Geico restart zone and all that, right?
That's what I'm gonna assume. Yeah. I'll see. I don't know. I know they're leaving as the like a premier sponsor, but I didn't hear anything about like all that extra stuff leaving too. So we'll have to see. Because there's no like Cola whatever or any of those. Xfinity. Well, I mean, Xfinity has the whole series, but we'll see.
It's a little scary when you get big sponsors that are moving around like Geico is.
I got a feeling. I know FedEx isn't a huge sponsor, but I got a feeling they're about to be gone.
Yeah. I miss in the late 90s, early 2000s, where you had like the major sponsors. So you had like Pepsi sponsoring, you had Coke sponsoring.
I miss Pepsi sponsors.
Bro, I do too. I love Mountain Dew
Love that
cars.
Jeff Gordon scheme.
That one was a good one. I think I have it on my wall.
Next bit of news, not really NASCAR news, but we figured we'd throw it in there anyway because it's awesome.
It's racing news and it's kind of cool. Go ahead.
Mr. Keanu Reeves, the Matrix man himself, made his professional racing debut this past weekend in the Toyota GR Cup.
Yes, sir. I would be terrified to be on the track with him because the last guy that messed up his car ended up dead.
Right.
For those of you that are like, what the heck am I talking about? Go watch John Wick. You'll figure it out.
Right. What are you doing with your lives?
All right. So we got some team changes.
Yes, sir.
Well, this first one's kind of a team change. It's a family team change. Bubba Wallace, just an hour, maybe two before Dega. I think it was Dega. Was it Dega? No, it was not Dega. What was the race before this? Oh no. Kansas. Before Kansas. Sorry. They welcomed a baby girl in. Oh, Bex Hayden was born on the 29th of September. So congrats.
Got a new change at Legacy Motor Club. Mr. Brian Camp.
I'm excited for this one, I'm not going to lie.
Mr. Brian Camp, formerly of Hendrick Motorsports, and also the man that called the shots for Mr. Kyle Larson and Errol McLaren 2024 Indy 500. Now part of Legacy Motor Club as technical director.
I'm excited for this one. I hope it spirals into Legacy being up in the top 20 again because it is hurting this season watching them be way back. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
We're going to see.
Yes, sir. So for next year, we have some news. Got AM Racing in the Xfinity Series. Danny Elfland, is that his name?
Efland.
To serve as crew chief for Harrison Burton during the season next year.
Yep. He's got his crew chief lined up, ready to go.
Heck yeah.
Once this season ends, they can start working on next season.
Heck yeah. Then we got we're jumping over to our race day horizon.
Right. So obviously we mentioned ARCA's last race of the season was this past weekend, so not going to be covering any more of them, but the trucks are also off this weekend.
For the 80th week this season.
But your Xfinity Series and your Cup Series are both going to the Roval. Keep in mind, we do got some changes for the Roval as far as when you're coming out of the infield area back onto the straightaway. It did make some minor changes to turns and stuff there. So look out for that.
Well, starting off on Saturday, since trucks aren't, or ARCA's not running on Friday. 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we got practice on USA. 11 is qualifying for Xfinity. Again, on USA. 12:30 is Cup practice. And 2 o'clock is Cup qual on USA. Then you got to switch over to the CW to get the pre-race at 3:30. And the race actually starts at 4. The drive for the Cure 250. Again on the CW. First stage is 20 laps, second stage is 20 laps, and the last stage is 27, making a total of 67 laps. So, looking forward to that on Saturday.
Then moving on to the next day.
Are you ready? Are you ready? It's the best day ever. It's
Sunday!
Hang on, baby Jesus, this is gonna get bumpy.
Oh, man. So, it wasn't put on there, but I'm assuming at 1:30 is when the pre-race show will be on Eastern time. Then 2 o'clock will be your not Yellowwood 500. At Bank of America. Forget how many laps or miles it is. But anyways, stage 1 is 25 laps, stage 2 is 25 laps, and stage 3 is 59 laps for a total of 109 laparoos.
Yes, sir.
You got a couple notable entries. Don't have a full 40 car field, but close.
What, 38?
38, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, you take the first two, I'll take the second. Sound good?
All right. So making a switcheroo from the 16 to the 13 is Mr. Shane Van Gisbergen. And our Mr. Part-Time rookie returns on the 15, Kaz Gralla.
Yes, sir. And in the 16, the Dinger is making his appearance. And in the number 66, Josh Bilicki. So I'll be looking forward to them.
Yeah, thorough. Moving on, some new sponsors and new schemes. Before we get started, the Eric Jones Foundation is once again taking the lead on an initiative for all drivers to use a pink window net during the race at the Roval. And then after the race, each of those nets is auctioned off, with all of the proceeds benefiting organizations that provide early breast cancer detection and care. Pretty cool little initiative there.
Yes, sir. Last year, I put in a bid, but I quickly got outbid. It was insane.
I would imagine so.
I wanted one so bad. Which, I mean, it's good that I got outbid because, like, my bid was like starting good, but not bad. So we got Austin Cindric in his Menard I can't read. Sylvania car.
Yep. And then you're going to have a new scheme for the most recent winner in the Cup Series, Mr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Going to have a Harris Teeter / Totino's scheme.
Yes, sir. Is this next one new?
Well, why don't you take a look?
Oh, boy. You've got...
That's why they're out of order, because I had some of the schemes. And,
Yeah, I got you. And then you got old Brad Keselowski with his Castrol Edge and Travel Centers of America car.
Yeah, like a mix of that Castrol one they ran earlier in the season and the Travel Centers on the side. I kind of like it. The blue foil number 2.
Remind me of toothpaste as much as the other one did. So
yeah,
I like it.
Yep. So as we mentioned, Mr. Shane Van Gisbergen is going to be running his WeatherTech scheme, this time with a 13 on the side of it.
This one makes me think of Colgate. Anyway. Chase Briscoe will be running his Ford Performance Racing School. I like this scheme too. It's kind of simple, but I like it.
It's a good simple though. I like it.
Yeah.
Couple different shades of blue and got that red on there.
Man, what's up with the red, white, and blue on all these new schemes this week?
They seem to do that at the Roval, I've noticed.
Yeah, because this next one goes right along with it.
Yeah. So we revealed this one a couple weeks ago because it got leaked.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's for this race.
I think it'll look good with a pink window net.
William Byron and his Valvoline Confetti car. And yes, it did say Valvoline Confetti on the entry list.
Yeah. I will say this is probably one of my favorite schemes that Byron's pulled out.
That'd be nice.
It takes me back to like Mark Martin. Is that who drove the Valvoline car?
Yeah. Oh. You mentioned last time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost like you're actually thinking about him.
Well, yeah.
So the next scheme here is one for this season, but not for race coming up. It's gonna be for Las Vegas and Homestead. The Ryan Preece Bonanza Cabernet car.
I'm glad I didn't read that because I read that as concrete. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I don't know, dude. I just kind of glanced at it. It's
man.
definitely been a day. Okay.
It has. I can agree with you there.
But moving on to next year, the WeatherTech is making a return as primary sponsor for 36 races combined during the 25 season. Races between SVG and Cup and Connor Zilic in Xfinity. These are definitely going to be some cool schemes. I hope that Junior Motorsports and Trackhouse combine and they sell a pack, because I definitely want these schemes. They both look.
It could
really
definitely happen, dude.
I know that foil 88 just like, oh, I've got my driver for next season. And sorry that I just keep like staring in that direction. Sorry guys. I'm used to my camera being over there with my computer,
Excuses.
So I know I'm a terrible host. What can I say? Speaking of being terrible, make your picks for next.
I have not done any research for this yet. So give me a second. Let me do my handy dandy quick research.
You want to hear who's going to win the race? I can tell you with 100% certainty who's going to win it.
Oh boy, who you think you got?
The first car that goes across the finish line the last lap. That's gonna be the one that wins the race.
I don't know. I wouldn't bet the farm on that.
unless it's a 23XI, then NASCAR will throw a penalty, and they'll get their win revoked.
Okay, we'll see.
Who you got?
So, with my handy dandy quick research, I'm gonna go with the former M&M's boy, Mr. Kyle Busch.
You think Busch is finally gonna get his win?
Out of the most recent 3 races there, he has an average finish of 3.3, which is the highest among any drivers. Closest in second is Tyler Reddick with 5.3 on his average finish. 2 spots behind Kyle Busch. Kyle's best finish is 3rd and his lowest is 4th.
I think Willie B take it.
Willie B with his 9.7 average finish.
Yeah,
Does have a best finish of 2nd, but his lowest finished is 16th.
Yeah, I think Willie B is going to take it this year.
It's possible. He's already locked in, though. We need somebody else to win.
I mean, I'd be happy if O'Bell wins.
Yeah. But you have a chance to make your own picks if you want to. Head over to NASCAR.com and click on the Fantasy Leagues and search for Raise Hail Praise Dale Podcast. Make sure you spell that H-A-L-E and not H-A-I-L. That'll take you in the wrong direction. And then make sure that podcast is on the end of there, because if you don't put podcast on the end of there, there is somebody else that has a league out there that's spelled the same way as our podcast name, but doesn't have the podcast on the end of it. But if you join that one, you don't get to have the fun with us. There is a password to get in. It's all lowercase RHPD2024.
Yes, sir. You might not catch up this season, but there's always next season, because we
Correct.
will do it.
You definitely won't catch up this season.
And the prize for winning our fantasy is a 164th diecast from the Lionel shop.
Yeah, and that's the only shop we can go with right now, even though they're garbage.
Maybe one day we'll be able to have a custom diecast that we can just ship to people. Have the little CRVs with the.
It's possible.
Some of our sponsors on there, and just
might have to start in the ARCA down there, because I think it'll be a little bit cheaper to get on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Ready to go to our favorite part of the whole podcast, S Cubed. So, for those of you that don't know, S Cubed is where one of us picks a scheme from NASCAR history and the other one picks one from the last race. and we talk a little bit about the schemes, or it doesn't even necessarily have to be about the schemes. We can talk about maybe just the history of the car, or how the driver has helped build NASCAR, or something in that. Whoa.
Yeah. Double little logo going on there. Little
Okay, I was
extra
like,
action there.
is my computer missing? Anyway, this segment is sponsored by Happy Hour Racing. If you're like me and have problems buying NASCAR stuff, this site will be your worst enemy because they have really good stuff for a good price. I have fought my urge to order more because I did order from here. And if you are thinking it's just a B-rate site, all they're going to do is sell you pre-owned junk. It's not. Their packaging is very nice. It come with all the tags on it as far as what I ordered. And it got here like in a week. It was super fast. So you should go check them out. And when you do go check them out, use code RHPD to support the podcast. And we promise everything that you guys buy there is going right back into the podcast. Same thing with our channel merch. Like I said, you can get our Cucumber Cowboy stickers or cups or shirts. We also have shirts and stuff with our logo on it, which is what you see everywhere. It's the Race Hail Praise Dale that's over here. Or we will be releasing slowly different things for different drivers, and of course we can't use just their likeness or the numbers or anything like that. So I mean, you'll just have to understand that, like, when you see this, just think of Denny Hamlin, because that's kind of, think of them kind of like nicknames. So like we talked about doing Fast Pasta. So anyway, you guys should go check that out. The link will be in the description, as well as go check out happyhourracing.com.
Correctamundo. So this week be my week to pick old scheme.
Nah.
I go with Jeff Gordon. 2008, baby. Nicorette DuPont scheme. And before we get into it, I'm going to give all the credit to my other half, because I was like, hey, my brain ain't braining right now. Give me a scheme to put on the podcast. This is what she gave me.
5 lugs, 10 out of 10. I need this diecast. In fact, I've almost bought this diecast 4 or 5 times. Yeah. And all the guys you don't know, we do a scheme scene video.
You said it right.
I said it right. I know, it's surprising. Where what we do is we go look over the schemes that will be in that race for that week, and we will rate them from 1 lug to 5 lugs. But anyway, back to your. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes.
I love how you're like just staring off to the side. It's funny. You're like talking to the side.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh man. Anywho, so he in 2008 he actually ran this scheme multiple seasons, but we're gonna focus on 2008 season. He did it for 5 races that season. First race being at Las Vegas, started in 4th and finished in 35th, unfortunately due to a wreck. But then he brought it back for Phoenix later on in the season, started in 11th, finished in 13th, so scooted back a couple positions. Chicagoland started in 6th, went back a lot of positions to 11th. And then he started turning it around. Richmond started in 10th, finished in 8th. Then Texas started on the pole and finished in 2nd place. Pretty it's basically his normal DuPont scheme, except it's like an emerald green with like a neon green flame deal going on. It is pretty.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this one is my absolute favorite Gordon scheme. And don't get me wrong, he had some really good schemes, but this one, like, it's like a nostalgia thing for me, because when I see this car, I'm like, oh, I don't know how else to describe it. It's so cool to me because, like, it's one that I remember watching when I was way younger. but I love this game. I'm surprised it took us this long to pick it, to be honest. 'Cause I
Me
know we
too.
did. Like, I know we've done some Gordon schemes. Like, I'm pretty sure we've done the Rainbow Car and we've done the Pepsi scheme. You know what I mean? This one just, it's one of my favorite schemes, period, in NASCAR. Like, it's so iconic and stuff. Like, and he only used it like a handful of times.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of iconic schemes, you seen one this last week? Well, the weekend before, no, last weekend. There you
You're
go.
talking about Willis.
Uh, the Ross Chastain.
Yeah. I just didn't change the track name.
Yeah, that's what threw me off.
There.
Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, so he ran it at Dega.
I mean, the current scheme is from the past weekend anyway. Come on now.
Man, come on. So you got your camo car with the orange.
Yes, it is on the screen for those that can't see it.
Yeah.
You know that stupid camo joke. Mm-hmm. Anyways, continue.
I'm done. I quit. No. Anyway, he started 27th and unfortunately finished in last because of the accident that we referenced earlier with Blaney and Bowman. And I was super upset. This scheme was on fire, literally. I was really looking forward. He was running up front. You know, I was really looking forward to see him catch the momentum off of Kansas race. You know, but it is what it is.
Indeed.
I really like the scheme. I'm gonna have to order the diecast now, and have to deal with Lionel.
I think it's awesome that they did like the orange number to go along with it for like the hunters.
I do too. I'm not gonna lie. So like, Busch Light has always, like, in the past couple of years, has been like my favorite schemes as far as like consistent. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, even with Harvick, they did some awesome schemes. And this is no exception. It's just really cool. I like it. I like this scheme, and it's kind of simplistic. For those of you that are just listening, it's basically like an old school camo with an orange one on it, and that's about all that's to it. I mean, it's got some white mountains on the side because it's Busch Light, but it's just kind of different. Like, you don't see cars like this out very often. You know what I mean? Kind of like the fish one that he did earlier in the season. That one was cool. I just wish that he wasn't wrecked out so early because I think he had a really good car, and I think he would have finished.
He was running up there up front for a good little bit.
He led for a little bit. So I don't know. I think that if it wasn't for that wreck and he wasn't caught up in the big one, I think he had a good chance of winning. And that would have definitely boosted the sales for this car because I don't know if it's just me or if you get the same way, but anymore I'm like nervous on ordering anything from Lionel because I don't know if I'll get it, and then it's like annoying. Like, I still haven't heard about my Daytona 5 car. I don't know if you have.
You talking about the Jimmy Johnson one?
Yeah, and I'm like worried that I'm not.
It still just says pending.
Yeah.
You're gonna look on the website. Yeah.
So I'm legitimately worried that I'm not gonna get that car. You know what I mean?
Well, last update I got on Twitter or X, whatever one you want to call it, they were saying December.
Yeah, I know. Which sucks because, like, if you're like me, I have $100 tied up in that. Like, it hasn't taken out yet, but like, December is not the time of year you want to just be like, oh, here's $100 taken out.
Especially when you get kids.
Yeah, like, I've got 2 little ones.
Oh, I feel so bad for you.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I got 4.
You're lucky this is a family-friendly podcast because I about let something pop out. Okay, you're lucky. But you get what I'm saying. Like, especially with you having 4 kids, like, December is not the time you want to see $100 just go poof out of your bank account without any warning. You know what I mean? So, that being said, I'm real nervous because I want to order this car, but at the same time I don't because I'm scared I won't get it and then I'll get mad. That's basically what I'm saying.
I get you.
Anywho, I think it's your turn for the outro.
That's all we got. So if you guys are still hanging around and liked the show, 85% of you is not subscribed. So click that subscribe button down there. Show us some love.
But, we do have another subscriber this week. We're at 67. So
I did see that.
Yeah, we're moving on up, and I'm super happy.
Still got to get that 50 subscriber video out.
Listen, me and you got to get together sometime this week.
we say that every week. Oh man. Yeah. Well, yeah. Enjoyed the people that dropped by to throw a couple messages in, hang out, chit chat.
Thanks, Bottom Gang. Thank you so much.
Yep. But with that being said,
well, before he does the outro, check out our Discord. We got a couple people in there. We're kind of trying to get it to take off. That's where, like, if you want to straight up talk to me or Voodoo, you can, obviously. But that's where you can post, if you're a memorabilia collector, if you're just talking about NASCAR, if you just whatever, as long as we're trying to keep it PG to be in there.
yes.
So just jump in. The link is in the description. Like I said, feel free to jump in, say hi. We try to respond pretty quickly. Like I said, we've got a couple people in there now. It's definitely gonna be fun. You can check out, NASCAR's YouTube on it. You can check out our YouTube on it. We try to, if I remember, I always try to put, like, if we post anything on social media, we put there. Is there anything else on our Discord? Hang on, let me open our Discord and check.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't know my Discord, it's just my mind's going blank because of today.
It's a work in progress, so we add to it when we get new ideas and stuff.
Yeah, we've got a channel where if, like, you want to trade or, buy or sell diecast, we got a channel for that. We've got a channel for, your random pictures. So, like, if you were at a racetrack and you want to show your pictures off, we got a channel for that. We've also got, the schedule out for next year already. So we've got a place where you can see that. And then, if you get on there enough and we think that you bring a really good point, we can get you on the show through Discord. So, maybe have some guest appearances every now and then besides the voices in my head and your multi people.
Right.
But anyway, be sure to check out our Discord. If you have any suggestions when you get there, DM one of us. Or just, put in general and we'll see about yours doing. Like you said, it's a work in progress.
Indeed. We'll be forever changing.
Definitely.
Join up, get to hang out with us and talk NASCAR outside of the podcast.
Yes, sir. And I will say, maybe in the future, we might do some giveaways that's like Discord and, giveaways versus something else. So, sure to jump in on that one.
Hopefully we just keep on growing.
Yes, sir.
That being said, we're crossing the finish line of another Raise Hail Praise Dale episode. Until next time, may your tracks be clear and your victories many. Good night, race fans.